SAFC Fan TV. We just watched Sunderland lose 3-0 away at Peterborough today, and words can't describe how friggin' pissed off me and Bowers are right now. I mean, apologise for swearing, but no, it's really tempting me. It's just, I mean, words can't describe how bad that performance was overall. I mean, just even our luck in terms of decisions from the referee wasn't even going our way as well.
What are you talking about? I thought it was absolutely class. Look, I mean, we've said it before that we can't use refereeing decisions as an excuse for us being bad, and I do agree on that to a point. But just because we'll lose and we're poor doesn't mean we can excuse how bad the referees are. To be fair, I don't think the referee today was actually that shocking. People think I'm mental for saying this. I thought up until the second goal, I thought it was an even game. I thought it was a nothing game. I thought it was just two teams that had a few chances, and Peterborough were just more clinical than us. It was as simple as that. Let's not forget, McNulty had two decent chances. He had one in the first half, which was cutting in from the left-hand side in the penalty box, that he fired straight at the keeper. And then he had one at 2-0, which was basically like, here, start the 6-yard box, the goal's there, take a bit less time to try and get a shot away. It probably is a goal. At least he gets it on target. Gooch had a decent chance, but once we went 2-0 down, the capitulation was just not good enough.
Surely you've got to question like the mentality in the squad. I mean, it feels like when refereeing decisions are not going our way and we're behind, like it feels like we just completely lose our heads. I mean, personally, I thought the 09 sending off was an absolute disgrace, but Charlie White, you can't be doing that, surely. I mean, that could have even potentially cost us even more.
Possibly. I didn't actually see what Charlie White's second yellow was for. I thought, personally, I'm in the minority, I thought 09's was a red. I thought it was violent conduct as soon as the play stopped.
I thought Tony personally made the most out of it. We will have to watch it again.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I mean, most people might agree with you on
I think, obviously, I tweeted about it, and like that was just in the heat of the moment. Yeah. But obviously, people have to remember I have to watch it again. But
we can't not tweet things.
Yeah, I mean, I think pure the tweet I put out was just like in frustration of how bad the team were doing as well. Obviously, I directed it at Tony, but because I thought he made the most out of it. But just like, I mean, where do you like totally have a dig at the players today? Is it managerial decisions? I mean, what is it that totally went? I mean, it felt like once we kicked off the game today, a lot of the players, I thought personally, didn't know what they were doing, like what system we were meant to be playing.
If that's the case, then we need to have a look at Jack Ross. What I can't get, Denver Hume apparently travelled down with the squad today. Now, my question is, if he wasn't fit enough to play, why did he travel with the team? I don't quite understand that. And I've said in the past,
best players on Wednesday as well.
Yeah, and to be honest, I know we do need another left back, but I do think Denver Hume is actually. I think when Denver Hume as a full back, I think he's a good full back for this league personally. As far as look, I'm not going to dig out Conor McLaughlin because I didn't think he was out atrocious today at all.
SAFC Fan TV, we've just watched Sunderland lose 3-0 away at Peterborough today. I mean, CJ, where do you want to start? I mean, red cards. I couldn't tell you what system we were playing at the start of the game. I mean, just a complete day to write off overall.
It's just one of those days I just want to forget absolutely, because we were just abysmal defensively and going forwards. And just before half time we had like a few chances of going forward, but we just couldn't really get into the final third. And then after half time, 1-0 down, we just started playing like really, really shite in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, the second half just sums up how poor it can be being a Sunderland fan. But like, I mean, people can criticise the manager and stuff like that, but surely it's got to be those players have got to take responsibility as well. I mean, that second half performance, I would say pathetic.
It's really pathetic. Really pathetic. I agree there. Very pathetic. And another thing, the referee cannot be excused for that either, even though some of the red card offences were actually because the players were stupid enough to get sent off. But sometimes the referee can't be excused for some of the other things that they had given to Peterborough. I can't really forgive that.
But I mean, that's just like the fact that we're relying on refereeing decisions to like dictate our fate during the 90 minutes. I mean, does that indicate that there's just like a lack of quality in the squad at times? I mean, I don't know what you think.
Sometimes I think it's down to discipline in our squad. Sometimes, I mean, it looked like for his second yellow card, it looked like a disgraceful challenge. And like 09, I know it happened on like the touchline, but it was violent conduct. Did he raise his hand? I'm not really sure if he raised his hand or if he...
It looked like he was sent off for violent conduct.
Yeah, I think so. But I only thing I saw was the red card, but it looked like it happened like, I'm not sure if it was like a push or if he...
it didn't look like there was much. I mean, this is my... Ivan Toney, I thought he made the most out of that. But I mean, surely Ivan Toney, like, it looked like the period the game was at, he knew he could wind some of our players up with the frustrations we were having, and like it looked like it worked. As far as I mean, Luke O'Nien's like the least likeliest person to go and do something like that,
and he just took the bait.
Yeah. I mean, just. I know that. I don't know what else more to say, to be honest.
I know a defeat was going to happen at one point. I thought it was going to be today, but I've got to say, Richard Hill, one of our members of recruitment, doesn't even know what he's talking about. He said, "Oh, we're not interested in Marcus Maddison." He gets 2 goals today. It's like
25-yard screamer.
Oh yes, and then the second goal as well. This is the kind of player that we really needed in our squad, but like, oh, Richard Hill, no, we don't want him. It's like, oh, for God's sake. Then he scores 2 against us today. What's his excuse going to be next?